This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Give them a call, 727-9900. News is also brought to you by Desert View Hospital. You can count on us.
Welcome. I hope you're having a great Friday. Today is June 3rd. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. Thanks for tuning in to News 25 here on KPVM TV and Ace Country Radio. Well, police are looking into who may have started a structure fire last night right behind a fireworks store off the main highway.
Just after dinner hour last night, Prompt Fire Rescue is dispatched for a report of a large fire in the area of Highway 372. As crews arrived on location, we found a relatively large, vacant, former commercial structure that was located behind the fireworks store on Highway 372. It used to be the home of Noto Abuse and several other businesses over the past 2 decades. This particular building is known to be vacant. However, there's been a number of people breaking in, utilizing it for unscrupulous purposes, and quite frankly has been involved in fires at least 4 times that I can recall in the last 12 years or so. So once again, we had fire conditions presenting. Crews laid a 5-inch supply line, which had to shut 372 down because the hydrants were located on the north side of the highway. They then commenced fire attack, quickly knocked down the main body of fire. They did what we call primary and secondary searches to make sure there's no occupants in the structure at the time of the fire. In fact, witnesses had described 2 people running from the building just prior to the fire, so the fire is thought to be intentional in nature and it is under investigation. There were no injuries associated with the fire last night, and the fire was quickly brought under control. It was producing thick black smoke covering the entire area. There was flame visible both inside and on the outside corners, as it was an old corrugated steel building, so a lot of holes in the structure, which was allowing that fire to expand and grow outside the structure itself. But crews did a really good job, quickly got an upper hand on it and quickly placed it under control. There was only clothing descriptions, but there is a lot of video in the area, and so the Sheriff's Office is reviewing all the video with Prompt Fire Rescue. The structural integrity remains. The majority of the fire was held to partition walls located within the structure to kind of subdivide certain areas. And that's what sustained most of the damage, so structural integrity remains.
A pickup truck was destroyed last night right after it caught fire while traveling down the roadway. Fire Chief Scott Lewis says the truck has recent repairs.
Crews arrived on location for that reported fire and found an older style pickup truck that had recent mechanical work, and the fire was in the engine compartment and it was migrating to the passenger compartment. They quickly extinguished it with no further extension. There was no injuries associated with that fire, and it's thought to be mechanical failure in nature.
Well, a small child was attacked by a dog yesterday here in town. The child sustained significant facial trauma as a result. Nye County Animal Control, Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies, and Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue medics were called after the family took the child to Intermountain Health Care. The child was flown to a trauma center, alert and conscious.
We were dispatched for a report of a child that had been involved in an animal attack. As we arrived on location, we confirmed that in fact a child was bitten by a dog about the head and face, and we quickly assessed that patient with physicians that were at this facility, and the patient was subsequently transported to Mercy Air and flown to trauma. There was serious injuries, but there wasn't an actual condition related to the child.
Wishing that child the very best in its recovery. Well, News 25 will return right after this break.
You're watching News 25, the most recognized and farthest reaching local news in Nye County. News 25, local news you can count on. This segment is brought to you by Higher Society Smoke Shop in Las Vegas. Call 702-982-2300. Call 702-982-2300.
Well, if you have a traffic ticket here in town or in Nye County, you might just be able to get out of it by donating school supplies. Elisa Schouts tells us how.
So we're doing a school supply for citations. We are asking, well, I guess not really asking, if you have a ticket and you want to come in and would rather bring in $75 or more of unopened school supplies with the receipt, and your ticket qualifies, we will waive the fine and reduce the ticket, close it out basically in exchange for the school supplies. We just thought it would be a good time to get more involved in the community. We'd like to be able to give back, when we can. We can't often do things, but the idea came up, and so we decided to give it a shot. The school supplies, so things like pens, pencils, erasers, dry erase markers, index cards, disinfecting wipes, Kleenex, crayons, colored pencils, notebooks, compensation books, glue sticks, binders, backpacks, lunch boxes, kind of just the generic stuff that could be used for most grade levels. So it's, I guess you could say, like lower level traffic violations, like your basic speeding, some of your paper violations, like your registration violations. The stuff that would not qualify is probably easier to say, like your DUIs would not, your reckless driving does not. School zone violations, construction zone violations, accidents, those would not qualify. We started yesterday, June 1st, and it'll run through July 31st. So you're welcome to give the court a call. We're here Monday through Thursday from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. You could call and talk to anybody. Court services is probably the ones that would be able to give you the most information. Nobody likes a phone tree, so when you call the court, 751-7050, push option 6, we'll get you to court services. They can answer your questions. If you come in person, anybody at the window can help you. They'll tell you if your violation qualifies, and then they'll kind of go over this process on how it works, and then you can just come back with your school supplies if that's what you choose to do. We are located in the Ian Deutsch Government Complex at 1520 East Basin Avenue. When you come in the building, take the hallway to the left, and we'll be happy to help you.
Well, the Pahrump Valley School JROTC program has fell by the wayside due to a staffing shortage of qualified instructors with a military background. Pahrump Valley High School Principal Desiree Veloz says the school is looking into other programs, but if the opportunity comes up in the future, they are still willing to begin a new program regarding the JROTC.
So right now it's off the table in that, like, we don't have an instructor. We had to tell the military what we were doing with that decision, and so that decision is finalized. However, definitely as things change, there's a lot of JROTC openings across the country. It's not just here. And so the Army is aware of that, and they're working on that. And so if the opportunity came, of course, that's something that we would be open to simply because it's good for kids. Like I had shared in the original communication regarding that, we are opening a STEAM class. So we are looking at science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics, trying to get robotics back in here. Still high engagement for students that is real life applicable, where we'll build some leadership skills and still continue to work with kids. I mean, ultimately, that's our whole goal. So what is good for kids, that's what we want to achieve.
All right, we'll keep you posted on any changes that may have. News 25 will return right after this break.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. News 25, local news you can count on.
Well, if you are a candidate running for election, we do a one-time free interview, 3 minutes here on KPVM TV, so that we can inform our viewers of who is running for office. Today we spoke to Carrie Cox, who is running for Henderson City Council.
What I'm worried about is we will continue to grow so quickly that our water issue will become more than dire, and we will also have people just start leaving. Because there's a point where there's a tipping point, right? Where we have a lot of people moving in. We're a great city. We have a quality of life that we expect here and we want to maintain. But some of the choices we're making is not going to get us there. One of my biggest concerns is small business and bringing them back. Look how many we lost during COVID. A lot were stressed already, and so they had to close. And I have seen that even post-COVID, we're still losing really great restaurants and businesses.
Is there anything that we can do to control the water issue?
Yes, there are things, and I've been meeting with experts because I'm not a water expert and I don't pretend to be. And each time I meet with a different person, I learn some more, and I'm going to keep doing that until I understand the water issue fully. People say, well, what about the aquifers? Don't we have aquifers? We have plenty of water. And it's like, no, we can't tap into, yes, we have them, we can't tap into them. We're not being allowed to do that. And you have to look at areas like Pioche and other areas that did that, and they've caused issues for themselves. And we don't want to do that. Ultimately, we have to sit down and have an actionable plan because they said, oh, in 10 years that Lake Mead would be empty. Now it's 6. And what I have found is that because it's dropped so quickly in the last year or two, that we could be out of water sooner, and we need to make sure we're addressing it with the experts.
What's going on with the arena at Green Valley Ranch?
That is an interesting situation, but it's also a very sad one in my opinion. The homeowners in that area are so disenfranchised in their own community. And what I mean by that is they worked hard to try to let the city council know that we do not want the arena to go here. And there were other land options out in West Henderson where I work, out by the Raiders practice field. There were a lot of land options for them, which where it would be, I think, more appropriate with access right off the freeway there. And even though the arena has access off the freeway, that corridor at Green Valley Ranch has always been an issue with traffic. We can't do both. We need to choose. Are we going to make good land deals and then not have to put the burden on the homeowners, or are we going to continue to just, I don't know, placate to special interests? Please vote for me because I'm the one that's going to take the best care of you as a resident. I have a resident first vision, and I will be there anytime, open door. My phone number is all over my website, it's all over my cards. You get my cell number because you get to call me at any time when you need something.
And if you're a candidate and you would like a free interview, you can email me at news@kpvm.tv or give me a call, 775-727-9400, extension 201. And today, Save a Pet, Darby's going to introduce us to a wonderful dog named Bo.
This segment is brought to you by Higher Society Smoke Shop in Las Vegas. Call 702-982-2300. Call 702-982-2300.
Hi, I'm Darby here at Desert Haven Animal Society, and today we're joined with Bo. Bo is a thick boy. He is chunky, he is all muscle, he is loud, and he has a hamburger head. So he is a pit bull mix. He sounds like a diesel engine. And he is just a lover. Immediately runs up, wants to say hello, wags his tail the entire time. Extremely sweet, not even a question about how sweet he obviously is. And he is just a loving little boy. Definitely will need to have a handler who can handle his weight and his pure strength. He will need a lot of training on a leash, but he just needs someone who wants to love him. He definitely wants to be a little spoon in bed with you, and he just wants to go to his forever home. If you want to come and see this very chunky boy or any of his friends here at Desert Haven Animal Society, you can give them a call at 775-751-7020. You can look them up on their Facebook page at Desert Haven Animal Society. And Bo wants to remind everyone that they're now open 7 days a week for adoptions. So definitely come and see this love bug.
News 25 Weather Cam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
There's nothing better than looking at our local wild horse out there with Mount Charleston and some clouds in the sky. John will tell us what's in store for this weekend right after this break.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. It's John Kohler from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios. Lovely to see you on a Friday. Getting ready for the big weekend. Oh, you know it. And what wonderful weather we have to present for you tonight. Look at this, Fernley, Fallon, Carson City. Your mid-80s, and Carson City, the cool spot at 77 degrees. 81 out there in Tonopah. Goldfield saw 83 degrees. 92 degrees out in Beatty. Amargosa at 97, and Vegas close ahead of them at 98 degrees. The big winner chicken dinner for the Heat Derby today. 107 out in Death Valley, but here in the paradise of Pahrump, let's take a look at 93 degrees and say, all right. It's our absolute high today, and also our current temperature. So we've achieved south-southwesterly winds to 15 miles per hour. Gave us a little break. Actually felt pretty good having a little breeze out there in the yard. 5:27 a.m. The sun rose in all its glory, hope, and promise, setting this evening at 7:57. We'll look forward to that, and a low tonight of 68 degrees as those winds continue to buffet us out of the south-southwest to 15 miles per hour. Do they continue forever? Are we going to get a break? A little break. All right, yeah, winds calming down, averaging about 12 miles per hour, 11 miles per hour throughout the week. We see some cloud cover diminishing over the weekend, and sunshine come Monday. And look at these triple-digit temperatures, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Oh, my gosh, peaking out 104 degrees for a high projected on Friday under some partly clouded skies. Should be some beautiful sunsets to look forward to. Yeah, make your plans. All right, back to the desk. Here's Deanna.
Well, there's a couple events. One of them is tonight at our Cheech and Cellars. They're having their first Friday event, and that is right off of Highway 160 at 731 South Highway 160. They are having a musician, Scott Billman, is going to be there. A music, wine, food, shopping, charity raffle. Also, of course, they're going to be having a car wash down there at Express Detail off of Pahrump Valley Boulevard. That is at 980 Pahrump Valley Boulevard tomorrow from 8 until 2. They're going to have all sorts of fun events down there and some food, and it's all going to benefit Sleep in Heavenly Peace. And don't forget that they are having the movies in the park this weekend. It's the first one of the summer, and that is Saturday night at Ian Deutsch Memorial Park. It all starts at dusk, and the movie is Sing, and of course that's free. We'll see you back here on Monday. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. Have a great night.